long time ago, people feared the demons, and there was a man who led the tumultuous hordes of demon warriors. Many people called him the supreme commander of the demons. In other words, they called him the master of all monsters, goblins, and ghosts. The main character of this anime is Rakuo Nura. He has the blood of the supreme commander and is incredibly strong. However, when morning comes, he will revert back to his human form, and he'd forget all that happened when he transformed into a demon. That is to say, he's a different person between the day and night. Gyuki has always been at odds with Rakuo. He even pointed his sword at him, but Rakuo told him that ever since his blood awakened, he haven't changed for even a second, and that he would become the supreme commander and stand above all the other demons. Just as the story began, Rakuo assembled all the Nura family servants. They were all happy because they thought he called them out to accept the position of the supreme commander, but he called them to warn them not to go near his middle school's abandoned school building. Well, he didn't tell them the reason why, but he warned them not to go there. He then rushed out to go to school, but he met Gyuki on his way. They both exchanged greetings unpleasantly, and he went on his way. Gyuki is very scary whenever Rakuo look at him. Rakuo's servants suspect that Gyuki want to usurp Rakuo and take the third commander position, but they won't ever allow it to happen. Gyuki was talking to the current supreme commander about Rakuo. He told him that more than just his appearance, Rakuo's way of thinking is just like that of humans. Gyuki does not like the way the demons have lost the respect that made humans fear them. All he wishes to see was a person clothed in true fear, which is why he doesn't see Rakuo to be fit as the next supreme commander. Rakuo doesn't care about demons. All he cares about is to live as a normal person. He then heard the students talking about the rumors of the abandoned school building. It's a place at the school ground where no one should go because rumors have it that demons always appear there. At the school rooftop, Kyotsugu was planning with other classmates to carry out an expedition through the abandoned school building in search of demons. Others thought the existence of demons were mere rumors, but Kyotsugu thinks otherwise because 4 years ago, he saw them with his own eyes, which is why he believed that demons definitely exist. Rakuo, on the other end, was sweating badly because they kept mentioning demons. One of the girls wasn't scared of the demons since she didn't know much about them either. Kyotsugu insisted that they participate, since it's a chance for them to get to know demons better, and they would be going on the expedition tonight. Rakuo told his grandpa that he'd be going out with his friends tonight, but his grandpa stopped him and asked if he have considered the idea of becoming the third commander. Rakuo replied back that no matter how many times he asked, he would never change his mind, although within him lies the flows of 1/4 of his grandpa blood. But Rakuo had decided a long time ago to live as a normal human. He then rushed out to go meet his friends. They all came to the abandoned building with their torchlights. The building looked very eerie, and Rakuo had a very bad feeling about the building. But he deemed it to be okay since he had already told his demon servant to stay away from the building. They went into the building. Suddenly, one of them shouted in fear, which scared everyone. They thought they had seen a demon, but Rakuo told them that it was just a picture. As they were checking the room for demons, Rakuo came across a demon. He left, as if nothing happened, but he was really shocked to see a demon that's not part of his family. He doesn't know what clan they're from either. As his friend were about opening a door, he rushed and stopped them. He could feel the presence of a demon in the room, but he closed the room like it wasn't something serious. He then decided to take the lead in their expenditure, and whenever he came across a demon, he would make sure to take care of it before his friends would see it. Suddenly they were attacked by a stronger demon, which scared all his friends away, leaving only Kana lying on the ground. Just at the thought that he won't be able to protect her, he almost transformed into his second self, which is a demon. But his servants, Snow Woman and Adabu, arrived on time to protect him, and they started fighting the demon and were able to defeat it. At the same time, his grandpa was having a meeting with other demons of the clan. It's been years since the second supreme commander died, and they were questioning him on how long he would act as a substitute for him before he retires. But he told them that there is no one other than Rakuo, his grandson, who could lead the 10,000 warrior demon of the 72nd Nura clan as the third commander. but some demons were in disagreement, because Rakuo is still very young, and from what they heard, Rakuo also doesn't want to become the Supreme Commander, and that the only time he had ever shown his true form was 4 years ago. Gyuki added that nonetheless, true fear is when a demon hides his whip. But on the day Rakuo grips the whip, that is the day he is wrapped on true fear. Snow Woman told Rakuo that at home, outside, and even at school, and ever since the day his second self awakened, they've always protected him. They both transformed back to their identity they used in protecting him secretly. They told him that they would wait for him till he decided to inherit the position of the third commander, just like the day 4 years ago. But Rakuo doesn't remember anything from that day, and he has decided to live as a human. Immediately as Kenna woke up, they both left. She was scared because of the demons, but Rakuo lied to her that there was no demon. They finally arrived home. Adabu told Snow Woman that if he had been a little slower about jumping in at the abandoned school building, he would have been able to see Rakuo's hidden form. In another scene, we see a man fighting and killing monsters like they were mere bugs. Eerie shadows stir in the morning mist, and suspicious characters even now close in on the Nura family like small waves. On seeing the appearance of a carriage, one of the servant rushed to report that Zen has arrived. Zen apologized to the Supreme Commander for not being in touch for quite some time. Zen said that he wanted to meet the third commander, but Yuki told him that calling Rakuo third commander is inappropriate because he haven't ascended to the commander yet. But Zen told him that, as someone who will one day shoulder the responsibility of the Nora family royal council, he doesn't think there is a problem with calling him the third. Indeed, it's troubling to Rakuo that people keeps calling him the third commander. The grandpa quickly wants Rakuo to become a demon competent enough to succeed and take over for him, but he always turns sour. Rakuo arrived home, but he was surprised to see everyone eating a really expensive looking sweet. He then rushed and grabbed his grandpa by his collar. He thought maybe he had gone out to steal those expensive sweet again. After he had warned him that there was a limit to doing evil things, he continued shaking the pitiful old man until one of the servants told him that the sweets were bought by Zen. He then rushed to go meet Zen. He arrived in the room and sat down. There were other demons in the roof eavesdropping. They were wondering why Zen came to visit them and what kind of relationship he had with Rakuo. Well, Zen is the head of the Zeni group, and when they were small, he often played with Rakuo. He is also like a sworn brother to Rakuo. Zen apologized for not being able to participate in the general meeting, but Rakuo told him not to worry about it since it's an event for all the old demons. But Zen told him proudly that he shouldn't say something like that. After all, he would soon become the master of all the demons, and that he keeps looking forward to the day when he inherits the third commander position of the Nura family. But Rakuo told him that he can't inherit it since he's a human after all. His sentence got Zen riled up. He told Rakuo that he have heard everything about how he keep fooling around, which made all the leaders have no idea who would take the third commander position. He then asked Rakuo to explain exactly what's going on. Rakuo then told him that it's because it'd be weird if the commander-in-chief of the demons was a human, so having him inherit it is impossible. Zen then used his power to scare Rakuo, but he started coughing, and he left the Nora family. The demon Zen, who uses those sake-soaked feathers, which will lead to death if touched. He is a poisonous bird demon. He uses medicine and deadly poisons. As the head of the Zeni group, whatever the medicine, it turns into poison as the months pass by. Zen has been called a picturesque bird since the time of his birth. Ultimately, when Zeni come of age, their feathers change into poison. However, perhaps due to that distinctive quality, the entire family has such a terribly weak body that it wouldn't be strange for them to suddenly disappear because they arrived very frail, weak demons. Zen's servant was wondering if Rakuo is a complete fool even after Zen overstrained himself. He then told Zen that he should pull out from the Nora family, and that they can still make it, even without the Nora family's house. Rakuo asked his grandpa if he was the one that asked Zen to come. His grandpa couldn't refute it. He was angry that his grandpa told Zen to come even though he knew he couldn't move around. He then called his grandpa terrible. His grandpa told him that if he had such a mindset, he won't have him lead the Nura family. He then left the room. Rikuo has even been trying to withdraw from the commander position. He was wondering what's up with his family. The Nura family. He thought his grandpa and the family just gathers demons and commit evil deeds, but his servant told him that isn't the case. Zen told Hebediah that the Zeni group has a great debt to the Nura family and that person who protected and accepted them as decent of demons, despite his father and grandfaith both having weak body, was none other than the Nura family. His servant showed Rikuo the map of the Nura family pandemonium. He showed him the Nura family, and that under the main family there are many supporters. Mukbahujio Daruma Alliance, the Zeni group. He also told him since ancient time, many demons have been living here in Japan, demons from the sea and the mountains, as well as witches. Most of them are beings that live in the dark and are weak, and the responsibility to protect those weak beings is another duty of the Nura family.